eloquent about it. If you don't own something, you're not the boss. You have to take full responsibility for everything that you do. Why be subservient? You must be the master of your own kingdom.
Welcome to Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. This is my first YouTube video ever. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm a little bit excited, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be bringing you clips of my favorite personal development ideas and really videos that brought me big aha moments and big epiphanies, and I'm going to be sharing them with you. And then at the end of these videos, I'm actually going to give you something to take away, some nuggets, some way to implement these videos, these epiphanies, these ideas into your everyday life. So stay tuned.
You've got to own that. You can't just walk into things with your eyes half open. You'll walk into things with your eyes fully open. You've got to know what you're getting into. You have to take possession of your life.
Is this a thought process that you have to constantly reaffirm, or is this cemented in your
it's
head?
exactly that. It's exactly that. You drift on this point.
Right.
And it is whatever form of meditation or mantra that you decide to espouse, there needs to be some period in your day where you remember that there's a world out there trying to tell you who you are, and there's a world in here that's trying to tell you who you are. Now, where do you want to put your eggs? Because the world outside is very noisy and very tempting, and it has all the razzmatazz, it has all the tinsel and all the glitter. It's got all the toys. But that's because you don't think you're enough in the first place.
The sooner any of us are able to take back the power from doing what we think society wants from us and following the status quo and doing the next cool, shiny thing, the quicker we're going to be happy. The quicker we're going to have peace of mind and live a fulfilled life. It sounds ridiculous that it's that simple, but it's really a choice in you deciding when and how you're going to change the way you use your 24 hours right now.
But what's the expression about don't hate the player, hate the game? Don't hate the game. Love the game because you're in it, mate. So own the game, accept the rules, and move on into the rules. So the world will try and tell you who you are, and you have to tell yourself who you are. And there's this ongoing battle. And somehow there needs to be a reconciliation between the two. And somehow we have to give ourselves enough confidence to reassure ourselves that we are enough. However, I enter the game because I've got to move on in the world, I've got to crack on in the world, and I know there's loads of temptations that can come along the way. So I will own the suit. I'm going to wear the suit, but I'm going to own the suit. Now, I don't mean by paying for it, I mean by owning it. It's now my suit, it's my idea to put on this suit. I have to personalize it in some way. I have to understand a narrative that allows me to own that suit. And thereby, I put on my suit of armor and I come out into the world. And guess what? I'm having a good time because I'm owning the suit.
A frame is a point of view. A frame is a point of view where you come from, how you see something. This goes along the lines of when people say your reality is your perception and your perception is your frame. So whatever your frame is your reality. So however I see this nice lake behind me, you could see the gray clouds in the sky, and you could see the trash on the ground, or you could see the bug on the screen between me and the lake. But when people don't understand that they have the choice to choose their frame. And when you figure out and you can implement the fact that you have choice in choosing your frame when reacting to something, you get to unlock a whole new part of control in your life.
So what's the significance of this narrative? That every man in himself is aristocratic, that he is his own king. Takes a sojourn into the material world, has to climb up all the different rungs on the ladder, and ultimately has to return to himself. The significance of the extraction from the sword from the stone is the stone is the material world. The material world, which seems all solid because it controls you whilst you're projecting your sense of identity upon it. The extraction of the stone is taking back your own authority, your own divinity, your own authority, your own identity, whatever it is that you've got to call it, your own power. You're no longer looking for a sense of self outside of yourself. And then you have to face the demons that you've created in your history by facing them and fighting them and owning them. You put them in the face of who you are, and that's a wrestling match. You have to take away all these crutches, and that's all that we struggle from in life, is taking away our crutches. Oh, please tell me who I am. Oh, please give me a bit more money so other people think I'm clever. Oh, and then I'll have a nice car and people think I'm clever. You've got to take away all these crutches and stand as the man that you are, and you're liberated from your whole thing. So that is the story of King Arthur. But it's not just the story of King Arthur, it's the story of all narrative.
If you would, take a second, go down below and write what a couple of your crutches are that you're having trouble with right now, that maybe you could drop a couple of these crutches and it would take you up a level. He lives in a frame where he sees himself as the king, as the person who is in charge of everything in his life, and it's done nothing but help him. Seeing that for the first time really shook me, and I was taken aback because I wasn't living in that way. I wasn't seeing myself as the king of my situation. I wasn't taking extreme ownership of everything that I was doing every day. And there was this refrigerator hum, you could say, in the back of my head when I wasn't living on that purpose and I wasn't taking ownership and control, where I actually had a feeling of emptiness.
Yeah, I mean, all the stories from whatever period, I'm sympathetic to this particular, to Joseph Campbell's philosophy on this, but he's not the only one, right?
Right.
The weird thing about religion is religion has done to the spiritual significance of narrative what the businessman did to the suit. He's literalized it. He didn't realize that putting on a suit is putting on a suit of armor. He's putting on something that's rather spectacular. You're just doing it for convention. You're doing it for others. You're not doing it for you.
And I really like to live by the saying of, what's the alternative? What's the alternative to doing some of this personal development? Well, I'm just less of the version of me that I could be, and what's the alternative? I want to be the best version of myself. So that's why I do these things, and I hope you guys enjoy these as well and can take something from it and implement it into your own life.
It's fascinating that you're comparing it to suits, because it resonates. Like when you think of a guy showing up for work or getting ready for work and he doesn't want to go and he's putting on this suit and it's just dredging through it and putting it on, or you think about a guy who's crisply tucking in his collars and putting on his cufflinks and tightening up his tie, and he feels empowered by the whole process of it. It's very appealing.
It's really not that crazy to make our dream life into our real life. It's literally us dropping our crutches, dropping our bad habits, replacing them with new ones that, sure, are uncomfortable in the beginning, but if you're able to overcome that amount of uncomfortable, your reward is you get to live this dream life for the rest of your life. What better reward could there possibly be? If we can realize that we're chasing validation so much of the time, trying to show other people how cool we are, how wonderful we are, how hot we are, how in we are, and we can go in to ourselves and sit down with ourselves, and you don't even have to do this in a woo-woo spiritual way. You can just take a piece of paper out yourself and go to town on this, and you can dissect your own thoughts, your own brain. You can write down your entire day, and you can figure out, what am I doing with my 24 hours, and what could I move around and change in that 24 hours to be able to be someone in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now that I am so damn proud of every single morning, to wake up, look myself in the mirror, and be so happy to be staring at the person that I'm staring at because I created that person. What is it going to take for us to be that person that we're proud of, that we're waking up excited to be every single day? So I broke it down into, this isn't something that I made up. This is just something that I've learned from books, from tapes, from other people's presentations, and kind of put them together here in a cross chart. And in this cross chart, I'm really going through your 3 parts of your life: your health, your wealth, and your relationships. You can really put anything in your life into these 3 sections, so that's why I chose them. And then on the horizontal side, I have a box for current habits, a box for goals, what do we want life to look like, and then new habits. So all in all, we're going to be taking our current habits, figuring out take inventory of what we're doing right now, and then say, what do we really want compared to what our status quo is right now? And then what are the new habits that we're going to replace our old habits with that are going to move us from where we are now to the person that we are so proud of waking up every single morning to be. So I used personal examples for this for myself because I figure why not? Let's be extremely real with exactly what we want done and what I want done in my life right now with these personal examples. So in health, I'm meal prepping every 3 days for the next 3 days because I do bodybuilding. And for my diet, I'm following the vertical diet very closely. This was really one of the first things I ever got really good at and have been doing consistently for a long time. So as far as my health goes, I give it a number, and I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. We're just giving these things a number so that we know where we're at and how much we can improve and which sections, our health, our wealth, or our relationships need the most work. So when I go over into wealth, right now I'm helping a couple of friends wholesale real estate, learning the wholesaling real estate game, and I'm doing that for about 5 hours every single day. And the other big thing, the big passion in my life right now is building these YouTube videos. I'm doing that about 2 hours a day, and I'm not super proud of where I am with the money, and I'm not super proud of where I am with YouTube because I'm very new with both of these things. I'm used to being very good at a lot of things in life, and both of these things I'm actually pretty new at, so I'm not super satisfied with where I'm at. So I have a lot of some serious improvement to do there. As far as my relationships go, I've got an incredible support system, very close friends, but I don't see them enough. I only see my family every few months as well because they live far away from me. But this is the status quo right now. This is where I'm at. A 9 out of 10, a 6 out of 10, and a 7 out of 10. Let's see if we can bump some of these things up. And while we're going through this, picture these in your head. Take a piece of paper and write along with us. What are these for you? What are your health, wealth, and relationship current habits? And then what are those goals that you have for each of them? So I want my goal to be, for my health, I want to weigh 230 pounds and I want to be at 8% body fat. I know exactly what that looks like, and I have a very good idea of what that's going to feel like. And it's going to take a couple of years, but I know 100% I can do it. Going into wealth, I want to make 6 figures by 2020, and I want to create 2 videos a month for a whole year. That would make me very happy to be the person that woke up and said I did. I made 2 videos, high quality, every single month. That would put a big smile on my face, and making 6 figures would make the quality of those videos improve so much. And it'd make the overall quality of my life improve a ton. So in these goals, it's important to make them measurable, to give yourself numbers, to give yourself actual things to shoot for. It's going to increase your ability to make them happen a ton. So when I move into relationships here, I want to see my friends and family more at least once per month, leading to closer relationships with each of them. Kind of hard to quantify how good a relationship is with somebody, so I went into how often I'm going to see them. So these new habits are what I'm going to replace the old habits with to get to my goal. Current habits, subtracting current habits, adding in new habits equals us getting to our goals. So the new habit for health is I'm going to eat 1 less meal a day, and I'm going to complete 3 high-intensity interval training workout sessions a week, as well as 1 hockey game per week, and that should slowly, over time, lower my body fat percentage while still allowing me to put on muscle mass, and that will take me to my goal. So in the wealth side, I'm going to work on real estate 6 hours a day, which is up one more hour every single day. And I'm actually going to work on YouTube 3 hours a day again, which is up 1 hour every day. It doesn't seem like a huge change, but 1 hour over the course of the year or 2 hours a day over the course of a year will make a massive change, and it will get me to that goal that I have set to be that person that I'm very proud of. So in the relationship side, I will plan trips ahead of time once per month at least to see my family and close friends. So that means once a month I'm taking time sitting down, writing a plan together, whether it's to go see some friends in Colombia or whether it's to go see family back in Colorado. I will make an effort to figure these trips out for myself. So put this down, write these down for you, and I'm gonna leave you with one other tip, which is write a note card for yourself. This note card is going to have two sides. One side of it is going to have your affirmation. So your affirmation is actually going to be about a paragraph that's going to sum up what it's going to feel like to be the person who's continuously going towards your goals. There's something really special when somebody can act like the person that they want to be right now. That lets that person tap into those things that you want to be, do, and have. It lets you tap into those things almost instantly. When we have this note card with us with our affirmation on it, and we can say, and for example, this is mine, I wake up every day excited because every day that I put in consistent work on my YouTube channel, I have a better chance of helping someone take control of their own lives. And I know that every meal that I prepare and every work I do matters because I love investing in the future me. And when I live a life that I'm most proud of, I know that only then, when I'm doing that, I can have the biggest impact on the world. When I read this note card over and over, it makes me so much more excited, motivated, and proud to do these goals and make sure that I'm changing these little habits every day. Flip that note card over, and on the other side of that note card, you're going to put these new habits. So my new habits, I eat 4 meals a day, I do the HIIT cardio, in health, in wealth. Anyways, you get the idea. Write your habits on one side of the card, write your affirmation on the other side of the card. And yeah, this is an ancient tactic, but do this for a week, put this in your pocket, and see how your week changed. I guarantee you, when I started doing this, my life changed so exponentially fast that it just reinforced to keep doing this. I redo this plan for myself about every 2 weeks just to make sure that I'm getting it right, because this will never be perfect. This is never going to look perfect. It's going to be messy. Some of the goals aren't going to be exactly what you want, but as you make this a habit to keep thinking about it and keep doing it, you will improve on how you set goals for yourself. You will learn yourself better. You will develop a better you for yourself the more you do it. Just like anything else, the more practice and time you put into something, the better you're going to end up being about it. So don't worry about perfection. And one last thing, use this note card. And the last thing is use a rubber band. I call it the rubber band method. And again, it sounds ancient and stupid, but throw a rubber band around your wrist, and every day that you see yourself going back to the old habits, only working a couple hours a day on the thing that you know you need to work on, snap yourself with that rubber band. When you see yourself open your Instagram instead of opening up the video editor, going to edit those videos that you know you need to do so you can go give your gift to the world, take your note card out, read your note card to yourself, and snap yourself with that rubber band. I guarantee you this will take you out of that frame of mind and back into, oh my gosh, of course, I have these goals. It's time to work on these new habits. It doesn't feel natural right away, but it's going to pay dividends, and you're going to end up living a life that you're excited and proud of.
A reoccurring theme in his work.
The hero's journey.
Yes, the hero's journey. This underlying sort of narrative that just really guides all stories and all ancient tales, and that there's something inherently human about them, important about these stories, and that they resonate with our wants and needs and goals, and even also maybe the structure that we really truly need in our own life.
Guys, if at the end of this video, if you would like, comment, and subscribe, I always wanted to say that. If you guys would like, comment, and subscribe down below, that would be super helpful to me. First video, can't wait to make a ton more. Even leave some suggestions. Seriously, I would love some suggestions, maybe some clips that you want to see, maybe some personalities that you'd like to see dissected, maybe some points that you'd like to see explained. How do I implement this thing into my life? Let me know down below. Thank you. It's getting cold. It's getting cold out here.